Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right. All right. We are live. We are live. We are live. Okay, great. It's a celebration, folks. It's a celebration. Let me get all the things on deck. How is everybody doing? How is everyone doing? We are streaming. We are streaming. Let me make sure. Why is this not? Shouldn't this already be on? There we go. Huh? Yeah, we're live. What's going on? All right, so the Insta people are. I guess that's not going to work. Okay. I thought that would be a. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just get all of this in check. All right. Yeah, everybody's in now. Thank you, guys. Just took a little while to get everybody in the house. How is everybody doing? How is everybody doing, guys? It's a celebration. It's a celebration, everybody. We've done something absolutely amazing, and 100,000 subscribers in 6 weeks. Oh, volume. Okay, let me fix that. Can you hear me now? Is that better? Is that better? How's the audio? Is that better? If that is not, I'm going to switch it to something else. Hold on. How is this now? How is this? Is this better? Because I was using this mic. This mic should be good. A little more. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can fix this. A little more. Put my this on. I will see if I can fix this. Is this any better now? How is it now? Is this any better? I'm speaking directly into the microphone. It's better. Okay. So I'll speak into this. Hopefully, this will be good enough. G, how are you doing? How are you doing? All right. So this is better. Okay, we'll do this. Guys, 100,000 subscribers in 6 weeks, guys. That is outrageous. That's the reason why I said let me come on live and have a little celebration with everybody, because that's amazing. Mike Plenty, how are you? Ma, how are you? We're at war with Iran. Yeah, I know. I know about that. I've been trying to avoid that. These guys are going to nuke. They're going to nuke if they're not careful. They're going to start nuking folks, guys. I've been trying to avoid having to talk about that whole Iran situation. And Donny T, man, Donny T is in it now. Donny T is in it. Stargirl 69, how are you? Thank you. Listen, Listen, can we talk about positive things, please? I don't want to talk about Donny T right now. Can we talk about positive things for a little bit? Actually, maybe do you know what I should have done? Guys, should I redo the live in vertical? No, I'm not even going to bother, man. I'll leave it like this. I can't be bothered to do that. That's too much effort. Lisa G, thank you. Thank you, Lisa G. Oh, damn, I'm not even signed up. I'm signed in. What is going on here? Oh, I wasn't even signed in. I have to sign in the other thing. Let me see. All right. So this should be better now. I should be signed in now. All right. Yeah. So my sorry, Substack people, my there was a little bit of an issue with with my thing. So I'm in now. Yeah, listen, man. I don't we missed the Juneteenth live. Yeah, listen. The Juneteenth live was supposed to happen, but then I saw my stats. I saw my stats. So I was like, listen, Juneteenth is gonna have to wait because the stats were rising. The stats were rising, people. I said that Juneteenth has to wait. I did not realize I was that. I did listen. It sneaked up on me. 200K, guys. We're official now. We're official. We're official. We are official now. Thank you. We are now official. Like I don't even know what. Like now it's not. We're not a small channel anymore. We're not small anymore, guys. We're big time now. Guys, we're big time. And I know. Listen, you know, and we will talk about Iran later on in the show because, as I said, I've been trying to avoid it, but I guess it's unavoidable at this point. Is it frozen? No, it's not frozen. Instagram, can you see me? Instagram, can you see me? Yeah, you should be able to see me. It's not frozen. Guys, unbelievable. Brand Fleurs, what's up? Brand Fleurs, what's up? Yeah, man. And you know what's so funny? Now that you get to this point, I actually don't even know what to think now. I really did not think I was going to get to 200K this quickly because it took 2 years to get to 100, which is still not bad. I mean, two years to get to 100 isn't bad. But I didn't think it was going to take me 6 weeks to get to 200. Lord have mercy on my soul, man. South African Kenyan tapping in from United States. Your channel is bringing me alive. Thank you from the shadow. Thank you from the shadow. I want to bring some people in here on YouTube. Let me actually check what's going on over here. Substack is buffering. Yeah, the Substack thing. I don't know why it does that. I think it's only when I directly stream on Substack that it doesn't buffer. When I directly stream, when I use this RMTP, but the problem is I have to use RMTP. Otherwise, it's you know, start having issues. And then I have to be doing everything separately. But guys, you said that my audio is good now, right? There's no problem with the audio. Still checking the audio, making sure it's on point. Because on my settings here, it looks like it's good. I'm not getting any issues on my settings. But you gotta let me know. I'm not getting any issues on my settings, guys. All good. Okay. All right. Built-in speakers. Okay, let me see if I increase that a little bit to one. La la la. Okay. So let me see if I put it back here, if it's still going to be okay, because I don't want to have to keep holding this thing. Just let me know if this messes things up, because I want to put the mic here. How is it now? Is it still okay? Can you still hear me? I can put it like this. I don't have to hold it. Let me know how it is, guys. Man, oh man. Listen. So this is what's been going on, right? I've actually been, and again, I've been paying attention to a lot of the things that have been going on news-wise. And the problem is for the platform. Listen, Music Video King. Let me bring Music Video King in here. Let me bring Music Video King in here. Music Video King. Music Video King, I need to bring you in here because this is now, it's getting dangerous now. Chosen, it's getting dangerous now. Yes, I have to bring you in. Click the link. Click the link. It's getting real. Click the link, Chosen. Click the link. Let's bring Chosen in here. It's getting really, really serious now, guys. It's a celebration. It's a celebration show, but we've got to talk. I can hear you loud and clear. Okay. Keith Robertson. Okay. Ma. Okay. 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 And is it still buffering on Substack? Is it still buffering? Chosen one, click the link. Chosen one, click the link. Let me bring you in. Lord have mercy on me. Guys, you see, I'm speechless. You know, usually when I come on lives, I have a lot to say. I don't know what to say now. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. That's why I need to bring people. I need to bring people into the show. Now the link doesn't. Yeah, the link does. Oh, it works on a phone. Really? Gee, then get in the show. I didn't know it worked on the phone. All right. No buffering on Substack. Okay. Guys, Substack, we're growing as well. You know, 1,000 new subscribers on Substack. We're about to hit 6,000. Substack, I've got a lot of great material coming your way, especially to the premium subscribers. You're about to get. I've been working on it, so I've been stacking the stuff up. You're about to get a lot of great materials. You're about to get it. Listen, guys, we're taking things up many notches because we're official now. You see, the days when we're a little channel has ended. It's now officially finished. It's finished now. We're now real. We're now real, guys. My channel is not working here in Long Beach. Instagram, is there a problem? If there's a problem, Instagram, I might be able to get on Insta separately. What I might do with Instagram, I might be able to get on Instagram separately.
See, it works.
There you. Oh wow, that's clear as hell. You're clearer than me.
It's work. I push it on my phone. It
Oh
just
my goodness.
redirected me on
Wow.
my
Where are
phone.
you now? Where are you calling in from?
Van Holland, the
Holland.
Netherlands, the
Oh
Netherlands.
really? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I told you already.
Yeah, but I've never talked to you. I don't think you've
No,
ever been on
no.
any. This is the first time I
One
see.
time on Substack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no. Listen, man. Listen. You need to come on the show more. You're one of the main supporters. You know,
Oh,
you're on the 300. You've been supporting a
yes,
lot.
yes. But I'm a silent supporter.
You're a silent supporter. I see. Is that how you want to do it? Okay. So you put me out there to take all the bullets, right?
No, I'm like, if you don't have nothing good to say, then don't say nothing.
Now you always have something good to say. We want to hear what you have to. You know, you've got opinions. I see your comments. Where is my code to charge my phone? I can't find it. I see your comments. So you've got good things to say. You know,
True, true, true,
you
true.
shouldn't say that. You know, you've got a lot of good things to say. You know,
Occasionally, occasionally.
you know. Let me bring Chosen in here. Chosen, listen, man. Look, man. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Have you seen those stats?
Yes.
100,000 in 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Do you know what it means to get 100,000 subscribers in 6 weeks on YouTube? I don't even know what to think because the last 7 days we're getting 1,000 a day.
Oh,
A
I mean,
thousand a day.
be careful. Be very careful.
Look, man. Look. I mean, you know what? Look, yes, I agree with you because I have had some reflection um that I've had to do. Let me tell these Instagram guys. Listen, if you're on Instagram, switch over to YouTube. The link is in my profile bio because I don't know why it's buffering. Switch over to YouTube, okay? Um, So everybody who's in there, please tell them to switch over to YouTube. So if I have somebody who's in the Instagram feed, just keep telling people to switch over. Um, yeah, man, I don't know what to say because I feel, do you know what I think though? It's like, so, I've been doing these videos where I just talk to folks. That thing has taken on a lease of life.
It's not just
I,
this platform, is it? I mean, everything is rising at this point, right?
yeah, Instagram, 50,000 in the last 6 weeks,
Be careful.
TikTok, 40,000. In my Substack followers, I gained 10,000 in like 7 days. So it's now on like 15, 16,000 followers on Substack, but I need to convert them to subscribers. The point I'm making is that, oh, and the 300 is there too. So the 300 is there. A certain series, episode 2 is coming out of a certain series. I don't want to talk too much about it, but
Nice.
a certain series is coming out. And listen, man, we're going to get to a mill. We're going to get to 1 million.
How do you feel?
Say what?
How do you feel about that?
Okay, you know what? We'll talk about it off air because I've said certain nervous anxiety about certain things. Well, that's for off the air. But in public, I would say this, that it's a relief when you work this hard on something because you know what I've been through. Like, and I've worked every single day for 3 years on this thing by myself, pretty much. So to have a situation when it finally turns and begins to actually work, because the world that I'm coming from, um, doesn't uh, didn't reward me for my work. But in this place, it is just a very good feeling to, like when I read the comments and I see the things, and obviously now there is some concern because it's now tipped over the scale of it's not a small channel anymore, you know, and the speed of the growth means that 1 million is very realistically possible because I haven't even really the kinds of videos that I haven't even released. This is doing this without even really getting into my stride. What is that sound I'm hearing?
I was just about to say that.
Is it me, my air?
Hold on, I don't think it's you.
Okay, okay.
Can you mute my mic?
Try. Okay, can you hear it anymore? Yeah, I still hear it. It's not you. Gio, it might be you.
Yes. Then I will go off anyway, Mark. I just want to let you
Okay,
see that the link work and
okay.
nice to have
All
spoken
right.
with you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Um, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it's like you already know, double-edged sword. I'm glad it's happening. If it's going to happen to anyone, it should happen to you because your message is pure. The way you deliver things, the way you educate, we need more of that, obviously. My only concern is my concern. So it's just, we can't lose people like you. And as paranoid and conspiratorial as that sounds, it's very real. So just watch it back. Watch it back.
It is real, but how do I watch my back? I'm not like a big time guy
Well,
though. So what do you do?
let's say I knew the answer to that question. I'm not saying it here, but I don't know.
Cheers, everybody. Say what?
But I don't know. But if I knew, I wouldn't say it here.
Oh, are you saying that you really don't know?
Yeah, sure.
By the way, this is a side note, and this is irrelevant to this conversation. There is a certain film that's coming out, which I'm not acknowledging. Let's keep going with what we're talking about. I just wanted to put that out there. There is a certain film that is blasphemy that I'm not even acknowledging it. It's like the film is not coming out, as far as I'm concerned. You know what I'm talking about. 11th of July. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Look, it's strange because the amount of attacks that I've now started having from these folks is ridiculous. Like the comments, I'm like, why are you even? I don't understand why they're even on the channel. Like you went on a live, I did a live a few days ago, and my screen was full of bananas, monkeys, and watermelons. And I invited it. I said, guys, just go ahead and post whatever you want to post. And they covered, my screen was yellow.
Mhm.
Well, yellow and red, but it's, and people who were on the live, they saw what I saw and it was ridiculous. Um, Thank you, Black nationalism. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was absolutely ridiculous, and I look at these things and I just say, what is wrong with these people, man?
I
You
mean,
know,
that's not anything you didn't expect. And
it's not, yeah, but at the same time, you feel like, how do I put it? It's almost like now that we're here,
difference between knowing the path and walking it is that type of situation.
yeah, it's sort of like, because I know what I'm supposed, I know what I'm supposed to do, but there is some animals, and like I said, which I'll speak about, off, but there is some anxiety because, I'm not a revolutionary.
Not yet.
No, no, I'm not. I'm not. That's not going to happen. No, I'm not. I'm old. I'm old.
Mhm.
I'm not a revolutionary. I'm not. No. Um. So I don't want to be to go into a realm that isn't. That's not what I want to do. I I want to focus on obviously the education and information that I'm putting out. Of course, now I did not know, for example, that people would just want to listen to me talking. I didn't
Really?
know that. No, I didn't know to that level, to that degree. My best videos now are the ones when I'm just with my iPhone.
Mm.
You think if I knew that, you think I wouldn't have been doing that 2 years ago? I
Okay.
didn't know that. I didn't know that people would just like it would like I could just say what I believe and people would want to watch those videos. So it's a revelation for me because now I really understand that, oh, okay, I have so many things I want to say, so many things I want to put out there that maybe I should now start considering encapsulating these things and putting that information out there. I'm happy for you. Please be careful. Let's celebrate what's next. Um, yeah, but you see, this is what I'm worried about is like everybody sending me these messages about African Stream got shut down again. I thought they were shut down before. Anyway, a lot of people sending me these messages about be careful. You know that I was going to do an in-person, event, Pan-African event, right? And then people said that I shouldn't do it.
Um,
Thank you.
I think it's a good idea, just not now.
Thank you. I need to know how to pronounce this name. Can you tell me what your name is? Who just said congratulations? I don't know how to, because I don't know this. Is that what kind of letters those are? Um, but they've shut down, okay, she's saying that they've shut down African Stream now again. What did they shut down? Because they were only on X and their own website. How do you shut them down if they have their own web? They were already off YouTube. They shut them down off everything else. So unless you're looking at an old story, they shut them down a year ago. Anyway, look, I've got to come up, I've got to make a decision of what things we're going to, which direction we're going to go in, because I think you're right. I think when you cross into this level, because I'm not even thinking about 200,000 now. I'm looking at the future because I said that, if you get 100K in 6 weeks, then it's like, okay, you know, this might, I mean, who knows where this is going to go? Who knows where it's going to go? What if we get 10 mil? If we get 10 mil, you won't even know where I am anymore. No,
Yeah,
I'm serious. Like I'll actually disappear. Like I'll be, you won't, there'll be no phone number, no fingerprints.
I believe you. I believe you. And you're talking about holding an event. I was going to suggest security, but I don't think you're
That's
there.
what folks said as well. Yeah, they was first of all they said security, and then they said I shouldn't even do it. I was like, damn, man. You know, damn. Let me see what is this going on here. Um, but yeah, no, I'm definitely being wary about this. Merc, okay, see, let me see some comments. Merc, you watch your back by just being aware and conscious of what's happening. You don't stop because of a few arrows. You keep the truth going. Those who appreciate your message will be there. Those that don't will fall by the wayside. It is what it is. Yeah, but it is what it is. Unless I'm 6 feet deep in it. I mean, that's that's like I'm actually, that's the reality of it. Um, I well, yeah, we don't know where you are now. Like guys have been trying to figure out where I am. Like, because they say, I know I spotted you. I'm like, no, you didn't. It wasn't me. Guys come up to me in real life when I'm traveling and say, "Is it you?" I said, "No, it's not me." Are you the mech? No, it's not me. I deny it. I get approached in just regular scenarios, and I tell guys, "No, it's not me. You're mistaken. I'm the wrong man." The first time I listened to you about a month ago, I subscribed. You're that impactful. Oh wow, okay, thank you. You know what's also chosen? This is a very important factor that I think is important for me. Humility. Because I have to remember what the goal of this always was, and which is the reason why I never really promoted myself as an individual. Because it's not about me at all. Not even not really. It's not about me. It's about the information and the message and the education and so forth. And that's why I'm very wary about people. I accept the praise or good words, but I have to be wary that it doesn't go to my head because that's not that's a problem. And you start making bad decisions when you start looking at it as an individual. The only reason why I think we've even grown this fast is because it's not about me. That's what I really think,
I mean,
right?
what? I mean, it's the message. Like you said, you didn't believe you just talking on your cell phone would attract viewers, right?
Yes.
But I mean, I don't know why you would think that. It's the message. It's not so much. I mean, don't get me wrong. Your editing skills are on point. The way that you use different clips to sort of visualize and complement the messaging through your work. That's all. It's all good, but it's the overall message. The bare bones of it. I think that's what a lot of people are attracted to. So, and the way that you talk, and the way that you break things down. That is why I think you got to this point, and why you'll continue to grow for the most part. And that's just my opinion, but I don't think I'm wrong on that. So yeah.
Hmm. So then, continuing with this perspective, speaking of which, where have you been? Like, what's been going on with us?
And there's a lot to talk about off air, man. So, but yeah, yeah,
Okay, no. Um, so
I'm
then
back. So
you're back. Okay.
I'm back now.
So, in your view, then, objectively speaking, what should be the next move?
Well, I need to know what your next moves are in general before I answer that. I mean, like, what's next for you? What do you have on the docket? And when you say next, do you mean what's the next goal over before the end of the year, or like what's the next major thing you should be aiming at? There's
Okay,
a lot I need there.
right. So let me just quickly answer a question so I can get rid of somebody because I might want to mute them, but I just want to get rid of. I mean, I just want to answer a question. XIV says, yo, Mech, what's good? Please, I need your thoughts on how Easy handled the situation with DDP, the real African champion. I feel he handled it poorly. Okay, so for people who do not know who DDP is, that's Dricos Duplessis. Now, the first thing I'm going to ask folks is that, according to Dricos Duplessis, he's a real African and he's the real African champion. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to ask the community, where have you heard of a African called Dricos? Now, I'm not saying anything. He said he's a real African. His name is Dricos Duplessis. That's the first thing, because I'm going to say a couple of things after this. The reason why there's animosity between Israel Adesanya and Dricos is that Dricos, some years ago, had a spat with Adesanya on Twitter, and Dricos said that he's a real African, and I'm Israel Adesanya and Ungano and Kamaru Usman. I think it was either one of those two, Kamaru Usman or Ungano, are not real Africans because they don't live in Africa, and he lives in Africa, while Adesanya is in New Zealand and the other guy is in America. Okay. I looked at this and I first of all, I was shocked that it even happened. Because, by the way, Dricos Duplessis is a white South African, for those who don't know. And I said, you see, the reason why a guy can open his mouth to say this, a man called Dricos is calling a man called Adesanya not an African. A man called Ungano and Kamaru Usman are not Africans, but Dricos Duplessis is an African. That's what we're talking about. So anyway, they had a back and forth, and then they met and they fought, and then Dricos beat Adesanya, because Adesanya is now, career-wise, like, he's lost a lot of fights, recently. He was amazing, but he's lost a series of fights. So after they lost, then before the fight, Israel Adesanya didn't want to shake his hand, and he was and I was looking at this and I'm like, shake your hand for what? Like, you're supposed to be nice to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about?
Yep.
After you said all of that, you're supposed to shake your, like, for what? And then people then say, hey, that's man. I don't want to say too much because we're now at 200K. So I'm turning a new leaf. Guys, this is the show when the mech changes. There's certain things I used to say. I'm going to be nicer to guys now. I'm a polite person now. Do you know that how many comments in the last 2 days I wrote and I deleted? Because my instinct took over. And then when I hit send, a voice in my head said 200,000 and I deleted it. I'm fighting my instincts now. Because I used to be a certain kind of guy who you've all followed for 3 years. I've got to change.
Well,
I can't be that way.
Even that guy was light compared to what other people.
Compared to what but but there's another guy who, in combination with the mech, makes things. I can't even put him on the air for certain things. Now, there's 3 people when put in unity that can't be on the internet, basically. Now, the thing about this is this. I've got to change. And that is the reason why. Listen, XIV, I can't continue thing. You're writing in caps. Please write in small letters, please. Please write in small letters. So I have to control myself exactly, because yes, when I respond to people, sort of the way I used to do things before, I think I've got to change. And also one thing, I can't respond to people, a lot of these folks, because they try to bait you into a response. So now I've got to start. Yeah, I've got to think big now. I've got to think big. I've got to start thinking like, when certain people say things, you can't react to it because we're going to get to a mill. And I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. So I just have to take it and just be like, okay, look, whatever, and keep it moving. And then I'll allow my community to respond to them.
There you go.
I'll allow my community to respond to them. Because, Chosen, there's a lot of things that are about to get resolved. We're having financial situations. That's about to get resolved.
It's good.
I'm telling you. Because there's a lot of things that I thought I needed to ask people for before that I'm not going to ask for anymore.
That was the goal. So
Yes, that was the goal. And including that, and I don't want to say too much because we don't want to jinx it. Listen, do you know the kind of milestones we're going to hit? I'm telling you now that I'm going to put the foot on the gas. I'm going to put the foot on the gas. Shows that you might need to be involved.
yeah, anything I can do to help, I'm here.
No, you might need to be involved now because it's now real. I was trying to hire some people, but I remember choosing. I said that there's a guy I know who has a certain set of skills I might need to contact because it's now a case of planning because now you know you have the audience and you know that Africa is now a main thing now and everybody's interested.
Yep.
So the fact that you now know that everybody's actually really interested in Africa inside and outside the community and that the way that we talk about it is not like anybody else. Because there was a certain thing that begins with a T and ends with a K that talked about things like nobody else. You can't, since that program came off the air, look at the whole industry collapsed. Since that program left, the industry collapsed.
Oh man.
So it's the same concept that we're dealing with here. Because that's what I tell guys. I say that, listen, you come to my channel, right? The way that we talk about Africa is not like anybody else. We keep it real. We keep it real. And products are getting made. The 300's next product, guys, I'm excited about it because it's outstanding. And I've got like what we're going to be voting because next month is the next 300 meeting. And the list of projects I have to be voted on. And I don't want to, again, I will not talk about it on the air now. Chosen again, I'll tell you about it because the thing I have for 2026 is changing everything. And when I say that, I mean it. Because now there is the funds to do it, which I didn't have before. Now I do because of 300 and the platform growing. I have the money, the will, the focus, the direction. I know exactly what needs to be made. And there's no need to wait for anybody. I can just go and do it. Are you still looking to do seminars, trips to America? Stargirl, that's what I was talking about. I can't do that anymore. Guys are saying that I'll be in danger. Guys saying I'm in danger. People are saying no, that I shouldn't change. Chosen, should I change?
Should you change?
Yes. I said I'm turning over a new leaf. Do you believe I should turn over a new leaf and change how I respond to people?
Well, yeah, because for a couple of reasons, but the main one is you don't want to stretch yourself too thin. You know, you want to conserve your energy and put it where it's most useful. But I think you should do seminars, man. I really do.
I know, but you see, in person, I want to do it in person. I would like to. But when this many people have said it's dangerous, I didn't even think about that. I really didn't till they were saying it. And when you have that many comments saying that dangerous, dangerous, don't do it, dangerous, I was like, man, maybe this is the universe saying that I probably shouldn't do it. I don't know. You tell me. I'm in your boat. I didn't think of it that way. I was just like, who the hell gives a damn about me doing it? I'm not that big, you
Well,
know?
no, I can see the other side too, and I constantly tell you to be careful. But I just think that I'm just looking at what other people who kind of do what you do are doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're holding seminars.
They are. They're all
So,
holding seminars.
so it just depends, you know. Uh, I know what I want to say. I just don't know if I want to say it here. Just keep that door open. You know, that's just. I just think you should keep that door open.
Was what you were going to say controversial?
No, not at all. Yeah,
Oh, then.
I don't want to tip anyone off. So, no.
Oh, right, right, right. Well, a thing I was thinking of doing was this, a compromise where once a month, okay, I would do an online seminar,
Hmm.
okay, where um, I would invite a small group of people where I am and then broadcast that to everybody, you know. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know. I was trying to come up with a way to do it where it's more controlled. Another idea that I had is that maybe I could do it invite only, so that whatever place it is, then it's not like a free for all where anybody can buy tickets. People have to apply for a ticket, and then I'll invite the number of people that, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and look, I have to take that seriously because there are a lot of crazy people out there, and maybe I have to, I guess it's different. It's difficult to be objective about yourself. So I don't view myself as anybody that anybody would care about that much to do anything like that. Like I'm being serious. Like I'm like, why would anybody, for me, like, But I guess I've got to now reframe my thoughts.
Some of the best, most successful people out there can see problems before they fully form and take them out. So, look, all good ideas that you put forth. Keep the door open, and then I think maybe we can talk about how to safely do something like that. I really think a seminar is a good idea. It's just
Where seminar where though?
why? But
No, I'm being serious.
I know you're being serious, but it's like I we'll figure that out later.
Why is Mr. a person, a certain person that I won't name, you know who I'm talking about though, is instead of messaging me in here, is texting me. A guy begins with a Y. I don't want to put his full name out here.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
he needs to be involved in this as well, actually.
Yeah, but he's like listening, but he's texting me and not. So listen, man, this guy, man.
You know what I
Though
like?
he did say because he texted me to say that he told me this from back in the day, and he
But he
did
did.
actually.
He
He
did.
did.
He
He did
did.
say that. He did tell me years ago that
He predicted this. He did. Absolutely. I remember.
that just talk. Yeah, he did say that. I do remember when he was like,
Yep.
"Yeah, you could just talk." I didn't believe him though, because I was like, "Why the hell would anybody want to listen to me just talking?"
That's a perspective you need for sure.
Oh, right.
You need his for sure.
Because I did not think so. But you know what? Look, let me be honest. I want to stay in that mentality as a person. If you go into that mentality where you think too much of yourself, it becomes a problem. So I like the fact that I didn't think that people would want to listen to me in that way,
Yep.
I like the fact that I thought I needed the editing and I needed all of this stuff to get my message across. I didn't think people would just want to listen to me. I didn't. I'm shocked. Like the videos I am shocked. I put these things out. I was like, wow, man. I'm shocked. So I'm like, okay, cool, because I've got a lot to say, as you know. So now it's just a question of I've now got to really structure it properly so I can convey the messages properly in small sections, because that's what I never was doing till now. Of like, oh, okay, so I'm going to talk about this in this video. I'm going to talk about this. So it's easy for people to digest. But I never thought, because to be honest, if that is what's going to make my platform grow, then the sky is the limit because I've got so much to say. Like the sky is literally the limit.
I think some people would be shocked, and this is way down the road. Just your story. I think
Yeah,
some.
but that's stunning though. It's
Yeah.
actually stunning. So I mean, that is something that will never, you know.
Well, don't say never, but
Well, listen, man, my anger outweighs my guilt. Listen, it's the facts. Because my story it's scarily close to it. Chosen,
yeah.
it's frightening.
No, I know. I know.
So there are times that I sit around, I'm like, am I living this? Like, am I because I laughed so much because I was like, you know that there is a Lucius Fox, there's a Duke.
Literally every character.
Every character is there. it's it's
uh,
fascinating. And I'm looking, I'm like, my goodness, there's literally guys who are, and the way the story is unfolding, and actually there's a lot of other, listen, it's scary. So
I
to
know.
me, it, that is what is more scary to me is more the lack of control over how this is unfolding, because things are happening that I didn't plan to happen that way. I had a plan to get to 1 million subscribers. I had a plan, and
Mhm.
that wasn't working. It wasn't working, and I was putting a lot of work into that. So the fact that things just happen this way, which is this is so much easier for me to do because I just be myself.
That's
I would
it.
have never imagined that. That's not something I would ever even imagine.
Well, never mind.
Nah, man, I wouldn't have chosen. Again, this is for off the air. You know where I came from
Well, that's what I'm saying.
and how. No, but how?
But this is why I'm saying I understand why you thought being yourself
So you
would.
understand why exactly. So you get it psychologically. Why I
I,
would never imagine that.
I got it.
I would never. I would not naturally think that unless somebody like the guy we talked about said it to me, and I didn't believe him. You were there when he used to. He was saying it to me 5 years ago,
Yep.
but I was still in the midst of an environment that was the environment it was.
Yep.
So of course, I'm not naturally going to imagine that I'd be sitting here and get 100K in 6 weeks because I'm like, oh my, chosen. The reason why I say this is that you know what I talk about. This
Hmm.
is nothing. This is like nothing. The depths I can go to with a lot of these conversations about Africa and the diaspora is crazy. So now that I realize that, oh my goodness, you mean I can actually take these people on that journey
Hmm.
of discovery? Oh, it's over now. It's like because I can basically do what I do with you guys in private. I can now take a piece of that and package that for the public of how I what's going on in this noggin of mine.
Yeah.
Because guys, I let everybody who's watching know there's chaos in here. Chaos. I just open the door a little bit. I go and I close it.
But you know what? It is more than chaos. It's just knowledge that disrupts things. It untangles the web. I mean, think about go all the way back to your Black Panther video, right?
Truth,
How do you watch that movie before your talk and then after your talk and still feel the same way about that film?
you can't.
That's just a microcosm of what you do in general. So if you're opening minds like that, and it's like night and day when it comes to that film, I don't know why you're surprised.
Well, no, no, chosen. I think that you're not taking into account something.
Mm,
I'm just being myself, right? So I will never see things the way somebody else does
fair.
listening to what I say.
That's fair.
So there's nothing you're ever gonna because I don't listen, everybody has an ego, but I don't have that type of ego. Like I don't think that anything I'm saying makes me special from somebody else because it's just who I am,
Mm,
right? So therefore, you telling me this doesn't really compute with me the same way that maybe
I,
somebody else, because I'm like, yeah, you could say that, but in my world, it's not that revolutionary. It seems simple to me. I'll be
yeah,
honest with you. I don't see why it's complicated. So therefore, that is why I would never come to the conclusion that just talking would result in views.
I got it. That's fair.
I never think that. So it's almost like I actually need people like yourself and the other folks that we know to tune me in to what I should be doing because I'm never going to come there by myself. I'll never go. In fact, I think that there's probably things I'm doing now that I probably shouldn't even be wasting my time doing. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't come to those positions naturally. Because and again, I want to talk to you about. There's one thing I'm going to do that I'll talk to you off the air that I already see the amount of an impact it's going to have. And the reason why I'm worried about doing it is because I'm actually scared of the success it would have. Because now that I really understand what I'm here for and what I'm doing, my only anxiety about it, and I'll talk to the 300 about it. So if you're watching this and you're in the 300, we're going to have that conversation next month in the official meeting. But this thing is so clear to me of what it is and what it could do. And the fact now that because of the money that I now have through the platform, I can now afford to do it. So this is not a case of going to beg somebody to invest. I can actually just do it now.
Finally.
That's why I'm like, whoa, man. Wow. Because it's a game changer. Freshly salted fishing. Thank you. Listen, what an accomplishment it really is. It really is. You know, Lafreda Bow says it's the voice, the presentation, and how you say pay attention. It's great. Okay. Thank you. Gats Soshahi says you deserve all of this, your success because you are merciful. Am I not merciful? Am I not merciful? Stargirl says you are bringing people together and also waking them up to who we are and still are not only talking but showing us proof. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you know, I mean, look, I agree that we are. Gentlemen, I need to watch more of your content. Enjoy your week. Okay, thank you, Keith Robertson. Is it not easiest to be in harmony with nature? Be yourself because everyone else is either taken or just took in. This is true. This is true. I mean, look, what I like though is also the fact that, and you know, this is what some people were annoyed about before. So I was explaining that I have a lot of white viewers as well, like a lot of white people who have subscribed and are paying members, paying subscribers on Substack and everything. And I was explaining to people, I said, these are some of the most important subscribers. They're some of the most important, because yes, we've got to focus on ourselves, but it's important that people in that community understand what is really going on. Like that, this whole racial thing was a creation, like it's not a real thing. And that's what's blocking everybody from having a happy life. Not just us, everybody. If Africa rises and becomes what it's supposed to be, everybody benefits. If they know what's going on. Which is why I said my videos are upsetting people so much when I'm not even talking about them. Why would you be upset about somebody telling his own people that this is what's happened in your history? Why are you concerned about that? Why would that be something to come and put monkey emojis and bananas on my thing? Why? So therefore, you must be doing and saying something that's for real. That's for real. And that is why I'm actually really I do have to have more talk. Like I have an advisory board on 300. There's an advisory board, a group, a small group. I need to make more of that because I feel like I definitely need guidance too.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't think I've got all the answers.
you don't. No one does.
I know I don't.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you for a fact, 200K now was not in my vision. I wasn't even thinking about this. 6 weeks ago, I was on 103,000. 6 weeks ago. Now it's 200. No, over 200. By the end of this live, it'll be 202 probably. So it wasn't even something I was considering. So now I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to now really speed up my thoughts process of, yes, I had this plan for African education. That was always the plan. I wanted to wake people up and give people the information as I learned it for myself. That's what I really wanted to do. Now that we've now manifested the momentum of that, I have to make a decision between politics and history, which is why I wanted to go the historical route because I believe it's safer. I think the politics is important, but it pushes me into an area that I don't know if I want to be. The things listen, man, I'm not Captain Traore, put it that way, which is why I respect the guy. That guy
Trenches.
in the trenches. But you see, it's his calling. When you see him, you just know he's a chosen one. Chosen one. When you see that guy, he's anointed, man. Like I see him, I'm like, yes, he's one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys.
Well, I
I'm not. I'm not the cat. I'm
well
not the cat.
well
And I
you're
know that.
well you're not the cap, but the cap isn't also you. So
Yes, but I'm not one of those sort of guys.
well,
You see what I'm saying?
I don't
I'm
know.
not one of those sort of guys.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I fully agree.
Nah, 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 nah. Which is why I've got to now rethink things now. Because as I said, now that I'm at this position, I've got to rethink things. Because I believe that when you're one of those guys, you know you're one of those guys. In a way, like inside your soul,
Mm,
you know? Yeah, man. So I've got to really like I've got to really rethink things, you know? Do you think calling out Dr. Umar helped direct a new following in your direction after doing a side by side comparison? Many must have seen rational and chose that over radical. That's Adam W. Vedette Wilkins. Stay with the history. We need it. So many of us don't know who we are due to a lack of historical knowledge. Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to go into the history more, but I have to be disciplined because the current affairs triggers me a lot because when I see things happening, I instinctively want to talk about it, you know? But part of the problem with that is that, yes, it is very controversial, you know? It's very controversial. And a lot of people they've got a lot to risk. They've got a lot at stake, I should say. Um, yeah, man. I mean,
you're gonna be fine.
oh, is that what makes you believe that?
I do. I do. Like you said, I mean, look at where you are. Look at where you are now. I think honestly, like the way that you think about things and the way that you're able now to look at yourself and look at where you are now and say, okay, I really need to be careful about my next steps. A lot of people who reach that kind of success, they won't they won't stop and smell the roses, if that makes sense. They won't stop and reevaluate like you do. And because I can tell just by listening to you and looking at you, you're like, I want to make the right decisions from here on out. I don't want to make the wrong decisions. You know what I mean? It's like you're taking time to evaluate and reevaluate and then reaffirm and then confirm with other people. A lot of people won't do that, man. They won't. So
I
it's
am. I
gonna be.
am. Yeah, because I think now things are beginning to actually work.
Mhm.
And the place I came from to be here, I don't even think about it anymore.
There you go.
Like it's just like it feels like because it's you see that there is nothing better than doing something you actually care about and like. I enjoy talking about Africa. I enjoy learning about Africa. I enjoy empowering people about Africa, educating people about it. I enjoy changing minds about the continent. It's just I really enjoy it.
Hmm.
So I feel blessed that it's now becoming sustainable for me. It's getting to the point of sustainability where I can earn enough money to live to do this comfortably. It's getting close to that.
Nice.
And more than that, it's also creating a community of people that I feel responsible for because I want them to not need to go over there anymore. I want them to understand that what I'm providing to you is the tools to not need to go over there anymore. You don't need to be a slave anymore. It's a choice you can actually make. And for me, being able to put out videos, because I look at the reaction to it and I said, yeah, man, you know what? We are the only ones doing this. I really, we are the only people who, and when I say this, is taking a critical lens to learning about history and connecting and contextualizing the present based on what has happened in the past.
Mm.
We're the only people who are actually doing that and talking about it in a sense where I don't focus on the West in terms of look at what they've done. We need to. I don't want them to change. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't care whether you change or nothing I ever say is about making them change. I just inform you of what they've done and what they're doing and what we need to do to be autonomous and free. That's it. I don't care. And that I think is the fundamental mentality difference. That is the fundamental mentality difference because that dictates, it's the reason why I actually like Dr. Umar. You can laugh and laugh, but what I've always liked about him is that he only talks to us.
Mm.
Like he doesn't go to, sometimes he would do these debates, but he doesn't really, but he focuses mostly on the community, which is something I always liked. Same thing with Dr. Claude Anderson as well, and those sort of guys. That mentality is so positive because it's like, no, I'm trying to help. I want you to fix yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to give you the tools to fix yourselves. Don't focus on what somebody else is going to give to you. This is what you need to know to understand how to fix yourselves. And I really like that because it's about having the power to dictate your own destiny. Okay, Stargirl is saying this, and I disagree, but that as much as you don't feel as if you're not chosen, you are. President Traore is chosen to do what he's doing, and you're chosen to do what you're doing. Okay, look, I can understand that. I guess my point is there's levels to this. That's sort of my point. That's the guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he's at the top level. I'm not at that level. I'm not even in the same galaxy. Like, which is what I mean, that I've got to be realistic and be like, I'm not that guy. So for me to put myself in a position where I might start dealing with the kind of pressures and things that somebody like that deals with, I don't want to go there because I'm not that person. Those are special people.
How important do you think? I mean, I don't disagree, with either of you actually, but when we're talking about messaging, if you get to 10 million,
yeah, man, yeah,
and the entire continent is now waiting to see what the Merc says on
oh no,
Wednesday.
then I will no, but see, at that point, I then have you seen 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston?
Yeah, yes.
You've seen it.
Long time, long. Yeah.
At that point, I'll become Charlton Heston in the second episode. You need to go and watch. So people who there's a part 1 and part 2. Charlton Heston in part 2 is not the same person that he was in part 1.
Those movies were long, man.
They were very long. They're like 3 hours each, 6 hours total. Charlton Heston in the last 3 hours is not the same guy he was in the first 3 hours.
That was intentional.
Yes, and he realized at a point that it was game, set, match. There was a point where Charlton Heston, when I say Charlton Heston, I'm talking about Moses, where he knew that it's a game, set, match at this point because he's now gone past the point of no return. And that's when he went up to the mountain and he saw the burning bush, and then he came back and his hair was white and his beard was white. When I saw Charlton Heston, I said that I didn't say Moses saw God. Charlton Heston saw God. The actor. Because when I saw that guy come back from the mountain, I remember when I was young, it was me and Double H. Oh, damn. Anyway, me and an individual and another individual, because that person was actually too young, but another individual. We saw him and we're like, what happened? Because we were so young. We were so young that our brains didn't really understand that God made him change. Like we were just like, what happened to him? Like, why does he look older? Now is his hair white? And the way he was looking, he wasn't actually looking at anybody anymore. He just was looking into space. And we were just like, what happened to him? That is what I'm talking about. Obviously, when I got older, I understood what happened. But as a kid, I was like, how old was I? I was like 7 years old. And I saw that film for the first time when I was like 6 or 7. And I could not understand what happened to Charlton Heston. I asked my parents, I was like, why did his hair turn white? And my parents said that he saw God. And you know how my brain worked? I said that, oh my God, if I see God, then I'm going to be old. I used to think when I was younger that I didn't want to see God because I said if I see him, it's going to make me old, my hair will be white. I didn't want to see him. That was the capacity my brain had then. But the point I'm making is that literally, in all seriousness, he accepted something at that point, you know. So I think, as you said, look, if it got that far, I would just have to be realistic and be like, man, I've got to accept, you know, that it is what it is. Because then because yes, listen, if you get anywhere past like 2 to 5 million, let alone 10 million, I mean, then it's an entire continent, man. Then you actually have more influence than a president.
Yep.
And that's the point when and again, listen, we're talking now and we're laughing, ha ha ha, he. You know, we could be talking here in a few years and that's the reality. So ha ha ha, he will turn into like a real thing. So yes, I mean, look, I do think about it and I'm like, okay, I'd reevaluate as much as I'm reevaluating now, you know. If you are the only one doing it, then do what you do until the nature shows you differently. Well, okay. Well, but chosen, what is I want your advice though, you know. Give me your advice. I want to know what you think. What's your advice on the next steps? You know, we're going to close out the show soon, so I want to know what do you think?
Not here. Not here.
All right, okay. Guys, you know what? Okay, let's check the chat. Guys in the chat, if you're worried about me, type 1. If you think I'm okay, type 2. Chat, if I'm safe, if you're worried about me, 1. If you think I'm cool, 2. Let's check the chat. Let's see what happens. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Look at the chat. You know what? I could actually do a poll, but I can't do it on everything. Okay, I've got okay, we're seeing some votes. We're seeing some votes. Okay. It's like 50-50 so far. 50-50. 50-50. Okay. Well, I would say this though. Tactically speaking, so hurry up, take your trips, and let's have a plan as a whole and like-minded people. Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know about that. You know, I mean, I don't want to rush into anything. But I would say this that look, the newsletter is the thing. Like, let's say I had 200,000 people on my newsletter, I wouldn't even be online now. Like, I seriously wouldn't even be. I would not be on. Like, if I had 200,000 on my newsletter,
Mm.
Lord have that. Like, my God, I wouldn't even be here. I'd be because that is actual people you can directly talk to. Let alone a million. A million people on a newsletter is insane. And that is actually my ambition. Is that is the target I really want to get to, because then that becomes your engine to pretty much do anything you want to do. You can do anything you want to do at that point, you know. But anyway, guys, let's wind this up. Any final thoughts from the community? Any final thoughts before we wind this down? Chosen, any final thoughts?
No, man, just keep pushing. Congratulations again, and we'll talk next steps in a bit. So.
All right, guys. So look, that's all I got for you guys. Listen, I'm still around. If I suddenly disappear for any reason, I pushed it too far. So hopefully there's somebody out there that's going to take on the torch. Listen, man, let me actually be serious. Yes, no, guys, thank you very much for everybody who subscribed. That's being serious. I really appreciate all the support. I'm very humbled to get so many subscribers this quickly, so suddenly, and I'm going to continue to put out really amazing material for everybody and really insightful, at least things that I hope that hopefully will be valuable to you as we go forward. So looking out for more announcements, more videos. Ha ha he he ha ha he he. Yes. All